Hello everyone, this is Namrata here and welcome back to another video. So today what we're going to do is we're going to review the top 5 large cap funds for you. So when we're looking at investing our money, obviously when the markets are going up, we want to see great returns in our portfolio. But when markets are not doing so well, we want to protect our portfolio from the downside risk. Large cap funds are one such category of funds that help us with the downside risk protection in our portfolio. So if you look at year 2022, which is this year, the small cap index, which is Nifty Small Cap 100, corrected by about 23%. If you look at the mid cap index, which is Nifty Mid Cap 100, corrected by about 12%. At the same time, in the same period, if we look at Nifty 50 index, it corrected by 10.5%. Large cap companies, just because of the sheer size, are insulated from market crash. I mean, come to look at it, just because of the cash holding that they have or the market leadership position that they have in their respective sectors, large cap companies are able to manage an economic crisis much better. Whereas if you look at small cap companies, they are more vulnerable to times like these where the economy is not doing so well. And not just this market crash, even if you look at the previous market crashes, large caps were more protected compared to the mid cap and the small cap stocks. Now, if you look at all the years which are mentioned in the table, they are not necessarily the years which had very positive market sentiments. So if you look at years like 2008 and 2011, mid caps and small caps definitely corrected much more than large caps. Even in years like 2018 and 19, a lot of investors had this feeling that why is my portfolio doing bad even though the markets are doing well? Now, this is because when we say markets, we are essentially referring to the large cap stocks. So which is why it is believed that when it comes to large cap stocks, they're essentially for those investors who are looking at good risk reward ratios. Because come to look at it, large caps may not give stellar returns during bullish markets, but they definitely make up for it during bearish markets. So now let's look at the top 5 large cap funds based on their performance in the last 5 years. So the performance that we're going to see is from May 2017 till May 2022. So based on the performance of the last 5 years, the top 5 funds are Axis Blue Chip Fund, Canada Robeco Blue Chip Equity Fund, Mirae Asset Large Cap Fund, Edelweiss Large Cap Fund, and ICRA Prudential Blue Chip Fund. So let's deep dive into these 5 funds and understand their background. So the returns that we are going to see are as of May 2022 and the rest of the numbers are as of 31st of March 2022. So let's start with Axis Blue Chip Fund. Now Axis Blue Chip Fund is one of the largest funds in terms of AUM size and it was incorporated way back in 2010. Now this fund has been a consistent performer since inception, but it hasn't done really well in the calendar years 2020 and 2021. So if you look at the numbers of this funds, now Axis Blue Chip Fund, the 1-year returns are 2.47%, 5-year returns are 13.9%. The fund size or the AUM is 35,702 crores. Expense ratio under the director option is 0.47% and the inception date is 5th Jan 2010. Now let's look at Canada Robeco Blue Chip Equity Fund. This fund is as old as Axis Blue Chip Fund. It has good risk reward ratio and this fund has been a consistent outperformer over the benchmark and the category average. So now the 1-year return of this fund is 5.9%, 5-year returns is 13.63%, fund size or the AUM is 6,647 crores. Expense ratio under the direct option is 0.45% and the inception date is 20th August 2010. Now let's look at Mirae Asset Large Cap Fund. So Mirae Asset is a Korean origin asset management company and it's also called disruptive innovator in the Korean financial services industry. This particular fund, which is Mirae Asset Large Cap Fund, is one of the flagship funds of this particular AMC. So if you look at the numbers, the 1-year return is 8.16%, 5-year returns is 12.17%, fund size or AUM is 31,929 crores, expense ratio under the direct option is 0.6% and the inception date is 4th April 2008. Now let's look at Edelweiss Large Cap Fund. Edelweiss as an asset management company is relatively young in India, and it got its license to operate in India in the year 2008. Edelweiss Large Cap Fund enjoys good ratings by multiple mutual fund rating agencies. So if you look at the numbers, the 1-year return of Edelweiss Large Cap Fund is 6.75%, 5-year returns is 12%, fund size or AUM is 327 crores, expense ratio under the direct option is 0.81%, and the inception date is 20th May 2009. The fifth fund amongst the top 5 large cap funds in India is ICRA Prudential Blue Chip Equity Fund. Now this fund is one of the largest funds in this space, and the performance of this fund has not only stood out in terms of the 5-year returns but also in the last 1 year. Now if you look at the numbers, the 1-year return is 10.25%, 5-year returns is 11.94%, the fund size or AUM is 31,688 crores, expense ratio under the direct option is 1.08%, and inception date is 23rd May 2008. So I hope you've liked this video where we've tried to explain the top 5 large cap funds for you. And of course, if you've liked this video, hit the like button, share it with all your friends, and of course, subscribe to the Groww Mutual Fund channel. And please do not take any of these funds as our advice or as our recommendation. Thank you so much for watching.
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing. Please read the risk disclosure documents carefully before investing in equity shares, derivatives, mutual fund, and or other instruments traded on the stock exchanges.